We're starting today in an easy seated position, just facing forward. You can do half lotus. You can just sit normal on the floor, Sukhasana, something comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall. Hands down on the knees or thighs. Palms can be up or down. Roll the shoulders down and back. Close the eyes. Take a deep inhale in and hold. Exhale, release to the mouth. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale to the mouth. Now let's do the same thing, but with a counted breath. I'm going to inhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again one time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Regular breathing. Maybe notice if your heart rate went down a little bit there. Lower the shoulders. Draw the belly button in. Maybe start your Ujjayi breath, slightly constricting the throat as you breathe in and out through the nose. And this Ujjayi breath should last throughout the class. It's okay to let some breaths in and out of the mouth, especially if you're really trying to get rid of that breath, that energy. Letting it out through the mouth can be a nice relief. Or if we do something, or you do something on your own, like lion's breath. When you inhale and you exhale through the mouth, but stick your tongue out. It'd be nice to do at home when you're not at a in-person class. Some people get a little shy when doing things like that at yoga class. So use this opportunity at home doing yoga to kind of experiment with new things like that. From here, we're going to take the right fingertips to the right side. Inhale the left arm over left ear, but then bend the elbow and grab underneath that right ear and tilt the head over to the left. Still reaching those right fingertips down, tenting the fingers. Go ahead, close the eyes. Feel a nice opening in that right arm, right shoulder, right side of the neck. Ujjayi breath. Three more breaths to stay. And slowly lift up that left arm, reach up. Other side, bring those left fingertips down, reach the right arm over right ear. Grab underneath the left ear. Lift the head up and then over to the right. Let that left shoulder get heavy. You should feel an opening in that left arm, or maybe you do, maybe you don't. Depends how flexible you are here. Maybe you feel a nice opening in the left side of the neck. Breathe. Take 3 more deep breaths. Ujjayi breaths in the nose, out the nose. And reach that right arm up to the sky and lower it back down. From here, we're going to grab our strap. Just a couple of these. I know we did these last week, but I think they're really good, especially when we spend so much time inside and we're not really stretching to any degree. Even the amount we used to if we went outside more or something like that. So let's take our strap, aka maybe your shirt like me, and make your hands a lot wider than your shoulders with the strap. So start off nice and easy here. You're gonna have to try it once to see how wide you need your arms. Lift it overhead and see if you can bring it back behind you without bending your elbows. If you can't, make it bigger. Make the arms wider. Inhale up, exhale down, in front of you. If it's too easy, make the hands wider or closer together. Inhale, lift up, exhale behind, inhale up, exhale in front, inhale up, exhale behind, inhale up, exhale in front. One more time, inhale up, exhale behind, and inhale up, exhale in front. Nice, move the strap just next to you. You're gonna need it in a second. We're gonna come onto our backs. This is one of my favorite, more restorative yin poses to do. So we're gonna roll onto our right side. We're gonna tuck the left forearm, palm facing down underneath the back, and roll back onto our left arm. So the left palm is facing down. We're on that left forearm. Our left elbow should be about a 90-degree angle right now. Our right arm can just relax by our side. Maybe you like to open up the heels a little bit, get a little more stability. From here, just breathe, close the eyes. Feeling a nice opener in that left shoulder. This is something that's really nice to do if you have extra time in the morning right after you wake up. I don't know about you, I wake up right when I have to pop out of bed, so I don't have time to do this kind of yoga stuff. But if you like to lay in bed for a while before getting up, it's nice to do a couple of these yoga poses. Take 3 more breaths. Nice. Go ahead, bend that left knee, push yourself over to the right side, untuck that arm, come back onto your back, hug that left arm in with the right. Just cross it over the chest. And release the left arm, other side. Bend the right knee, push yourself onto the left side. Tuck the right forearm underneath the back. Palm on the floor, roll back onto that right forearm. Legs can be straight, heels can be a little bit wider. Right elbow's at a 90-degree angle. Close the eyes. Deep breaths. Ujjayi breaths. Part of that Ujjayi breath is feeling the breath drag along the throat. But as you expel the breath, it also feels hot. Kind of like you're fogging up a mirror or warming your hands. One more big breath. And go ahead, bend the right knee. Push yourself over to the left. Untuck that right arm. Cross it in front of the chest with that, and hold it in with the left arm. And from here, we're going to need our strap once again. We're going to do our Janu series. So we're going to start by lifting that right foot to the sky, but first wrap the strap around the bottom of the foot. Right foot is flexed to the sky. So I'll show you a couple ways to hold the strap. This is one way to do it, but although I'm not a huge fan of this, see how my shoulders are lifted off the floor? My elbows are definitely lifted off the floor. My arms are straight. I find this can cause some tension in the neck, and we just did a nice neck release. So why not keep that openness in the neck? And what we can do is we can slide the hands down the strap so the elbows touch the floor, hugging the triceps. And it's almost like what you would look like in chaturanga, but you're upside down. If this is too much for you, you can always bend that left knee to the sky. There's no need to push your body to a limit that it doesn't want to go today, but also find a bit of challenge. So go to what feels good for you. Flex those right toes, close the eyes. Take 5 breaths. Maybe rock the head side to side. Nice. Take the strap, bring it into your left hand. Maybe if you have a block, you can grab that. You can bring the block over to your left side, about in line with your hip. Depends on how flexible you are on this outer right hip here. Strap comes into the left hand and cross the right leg over to the left. Always feel free to rest on a block here. I'm going to bring my right arm to my right side and cactus arm, holding the strap, both sides of the strap with my left hand. You can look over towards those right fingertips. You can look up, whatever feels good for you. Take 5 breaths. Try to focus on some part of your body today. Every time you do a stretch, really whatever works for you to keep you focused on what you're doing here and now. If your mind tends to wander, sometimes just thinking about your breath, counting your breath can help. One more breath in. And bring the leg back up. We're not going to go wide to the right side. I don't know about you, but I don't have too much room right now in my apartment in this little corner. So we're going to switch sides. Bring the right leg down, left leg lifts into the strap. And again, you can have that right heel down on the floor, or you can have the sole of the right foot on the floor. It's up to you. And again, here's one way to hold the strap, elbows lifted or elbows down to the floor. Again, I like this one better. I find that it opens the chest a little bit more. Go ahead, flex those left toes. Left sole of the foot presses into the sky. You don't have to have a straight left knee here, or a straight right knee for that matter. The purpose of the stretch is to open up the hamstrings, and you don't have to have the legs straight to do that. Go ahead, close the eyes. Five breaths. Draw the elbows in. If you focus on the back of that left leg, maybe you start thinking about what your focus is today. One more breath. Release and bring that block to the right side. I'm going to scoot myself a little to the left so I have more room. Let that right leg come down to the floor and cross the foot over to the right side. The strap can go in the right hand. And the left arm can come to the left side. I'm going to do cactus arm. You can reach. You can even bring the left palm underneath your head as a little pillow. It's really up to you. Close the eyes and breathe. Feel that nice stretch in the outer left hip. Flex those left toes. Start to think about what you want to get out of this class today. Are you here to get all those little kinks out of your body that you've been building up from? Maybe you like to watch TV right now, or if you're like me, take long naps. Maybe you're trying to find that sense of community and communication. Maybe this is a moving meditation for you. Maybe it's everything above. Take one last deep breath. And then release that left foot to the sky. Release the strap to the side. I don't think we'll need it again, but we'll keep it close just in case. Bring your hips back to center if you moved them. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, slide the hands underneath the lower back and lower the lower back. You're kind of sitting on your hands, palms facing down. Now you probably know where we're going with this. We're going to lift the legs up to the sky. And yes, we're doing core. So we're going to lower the feet down 30%. You can point the toes, you can flex the toes, It's up to you. Now lower down another 30%. Whew. Now we're gonna come all the way, not all the way down, but hover the heels over the floor. Point the toes. We're gonna kick for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees in. Take a breath. Kick the feet up to the sky. Whew. All right, we're gonna do this 3 times total. So this is round 2. Lower 30%. Point or flex. Or do that middle yoga kind of point flex thing when you point the toes, but then you flex. You point the feet, but then you flex the toes up. 30% more. Whew. Hover the heels and kick for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees in. Nice job. Keep the feet up. Flexing, pointing, or that middle part. There should be a name for that. Yoga point, I guess, maybe. That's what a lot of yogis do. 30% lower. 30%. And hover for 10. Kick. 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees in. Just bring the feet down to the floor. Press the hips for bridge pose. Take a few breaths to stay in bridge. Your feet can be hips width distance apart. Just hold here for a few breaths. Maybe you press the toes down, lift the heels off the floor, squeeze the glutes even more. We're gonna do a couple more ab things. So get ready, lower the hips down. This one's not so bad, so don't worry. Lower the knees together over to the left side and bring the right hand underneath the head. So this left arm can be kind of reaching to the left side of the room, or you can also bring it behind your head. I think it's a little more tricky that way, but it's up to you. And we're gonna do 12 crunches, crunching into this right side, and begin for 1, 2, controlled, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 to hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Other side, knees back to center. And I'm gonna do it this way so I can show you instead of you have to see my back. Knees fall to the other side. Take the other hand behind the head, and 12 crunches begin for 1, steady, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. I'm gonna come back and meet you on your back, on your mat. From here, start to rock forward and back if that feels good for your spine. And we're gonna meet in Savasana boat pose. So there's different ways to do boat pose. If this is where you're at for boat here, this is great. You can grab the tops of your shins right underneath the knees, flex the feet up to bring energy into your legs. You can take it a step further, bring your hands underneath the thighs, grabbing the backs of the thighs, start to kick the feet up, maybe a 90-degree angle with the knees. Or maybe you wanna get really high there with the legs. Reaching the legs up, reach the arms. We're holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the feet down for a moment. Hug the shins. Let the forehead come to your knees. Take a few breaths here. I'm just gonna check the video, make sure everything's working. Looks good. All right, so grab your block from here. If you don't have a block, it really can be anything. It doesn't even have to be anything. It's just nice to have something to hold on to while you do this next thing. All right, So we're gonna lift the feet back up into our boat. It doesn't have to be this high boat here, it can be this lower one, or even lower than that, heels almost touching the floor. If you need to have the heels touch the floor, you can also do it this way as well. So we're gonna grab the block between the palms, and we're gonna do this little cherry picker side to side for 20. Begin in 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the feet lower down, move the block to the side, hug the shins. I always feel like I feel that more in the tops of my thighs and my quads than in my abs or obliques. Let's do another set just of 10 this time. Grab the block, lift the feet, and begin for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Lower the block to the side, grab the shins. Take a breath. We're coming back onto our backs. It's a very nice laying down class today, just for now. Soon we'll be getting up, but not yet. We're just gonna cross the right foot over the left thigh, lying figure 4. You can interlace the hands underneath that left thigh and lift up the left foot, flexing both feet. You can also interlace the hands on top of that left shin. It's really up to you. It's a little deeper that way. I find I have a little more control over how deep it is. Flex both feet. Close the eyes. Maybe you like to rock a little side to side. If you like to make this stretch deeper, there's a way to do that. You can take this right foot and bring it to the inner left elbow and grab the side of the shin with that left hand. And kind of, we did this similar pose last time, and just kind of hold that right shin, kind of like a baby with both hands, rocking a little side to side. If you like, you can lower down the left foot for a much deeper stretch. Again, this is all up to you, how deep you want to go with this hip opener. Go ahead, switch sides. Left foot over right thigh. Flexing both feet. You can interlace on top of the shin or underneath the right thigh. Maybe rock a little side to side. Maybe you do that same deeper stretch again if you did it before. The left foot can come to the inner right elbow. You can grab the side of the shin with the right hand, wrap the left arm around, and extend the right leg down to the floor. Take 2 more breaths. And come back into your regular lying figure 4. Undo knees to chest. And we're gonna rock up to tabletop. Hands and knees pose. Gonna move the hips side to side. From here, we're gonna grab our block. We're gonna make 2 L's. One is gonna be backwards with our fingers. So we're gonna line the block with our index finger and our thumb with each hand. Like I said, one's an L, one's a backwards L. So here's something that if you've taken my class before, you've definitely done this with me, this little exercise when you're on your forearms, whether you're preparing for dolphin, any kind of forearm pose, forearm stand, forearm prep, whatever it is. We start by making these 2 L's. We're gonna draw the elbows in and make a V. When we take this V, we're gonna stamp it down on the floor on our mat. And then when we're here, we're gonna press the elbows away and make our forearms parallel. So you kind of grab the outer skin of those forearms to make your forearms stick a little bit better on the mat. So I'm gonna try it again. Make the two L's, elbows together, stamp the V on the floor, press the elbows away. Forearms should be parallel here. Adjust to make your knees just about under your hips and your elbows about under your shoulders. Bring your knees a little closer together, tuck those back left toes, and extend the right leg out behind you, nice and high. The right hip can be open here, not too open, not like you're trying to open it, but it's not like that downward dog when you lift the leg. The hip can lift up as high as it wants to. Flex the toes, energize that back right foot. Now I want you to press the hands down into the floor and lift the elbows while keeping the elbows and forearms parallel. Press to the hands, lift the elbows. Lower the elbows back underneath the shoulders. Press to the hands, lift the elbows. And lower. 4 more times. Press, lower. Press, lower. And 3, lower. And 4, lower. And 5, lower down. We pulse the heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the right knee right into the other side. Tuck the back right toes. Lift the left foot. Flex the toes. Press into the hands. Lift the elbows, keeping them parallel. And lower. Again, lift. And lower. 5 more times. Lift for 5. Lower. 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. And 1. Lower. Pulse the left heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the left heel. Left knee down. Widen the knees. Touch the big toes together. Sit back for child's pose. Forehead can come down to the floor. Stay down in child's pose. Move the forehead a little bit left and right. Maybe you put your forehead on a block. I'm gonna make sure everyone's doing good. Nice. Walk the fingertips a little closer towards the front of the room. Walk the hands over to the right side. Reach a little more with that left hand. Hands walk over to the left side. Back to center. Come up for tabletop, hands and knees. Move the hips left and right. Maybe you feel some tightness in the outer hips. Just kind of feel where you're at today. From here, we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to lift the knees off the floor, but we're not coming directly into downward facing. We're coming into that middle part, that kind of turbo dog, as they might call it. So the abs are nice and tight here. Knees are hovering. Now we're going to take the feet, take the left foot, step it outside of that left side of your mat, and take the right foot, step it outside the right side of your mat. And set the left foot back in and right foot back in. So do that again. Left foot steps outside, right foot steps outside. So it's really wide, kind of awkward looking. And left foot steps in right. Again, left, left, right, right. Now as you do this, try not to swing your hips side to side. Try to keep your abs, your core nice and tight where it is. All right, so left steps, right, left, right. Left steps, right steps, left in, right in. This time reverse. Right steps out, left steps out, right steps in, and left. Again, right, left, step in, right, step in, left, right, left, step in, right, step in, left, stay, and come into downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels, left and right a couple times. Bring the big toes together behind you in downward facing. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, sink them down. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, sink them down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift that right leg nice and high. Bring the knee to nose. And then bring that foot over to the left side. Kick it out for fallen triangle. Let that left heel fall to the right side. Lift the left arm. I always love this pose. Lower the left hand, step the right foot back. Plank pose. Now here's a chance for you to start your vinyasas. You can lower the knees down. Maybe you're a little tired like me today. You can do high to low. Inhale, upward facing or cobra to stay. Wiggle the hips a couple times. Slide through tabletop, tuck the toes, and downward dog. Big toes come into touch. Left foot lifts. Draw the knee to nose. Kick the foot out to the right. Let that right heel fall to the left. Lift the right arm, fall in triangle. Maybe you look up. Lower the right hand down to the floor. Left foot steps back, high to low. Upward facing or cobra to downward facing dog. Slowly walk the feet to hands, coming to forward fold. Feet are about hips width distance. You can also make them wider than the hips. If you want a little more stability here. You can grab opposite elbows with opposite hands. Let the head hang down between the shoulders, sway side to side. And it's up to you if you like your knees to be bent or straight. It's always nice to just give your hamstrings a little break and welcome that bent knee in to your practice. You'll still get the hamstring stretch. You'll just avoid any tightness that might come after overstretching the hamstrings. Hands can dangle down to the floor as you sway a little side to side. Maybe you take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Let your chest lower down close to your thighs, elbows part, left and right. And you dive your head down between your shoulders, looking through your knees towards the back of your room. Shake your head out no a couple times. Nod the head yes. Release the toes. Heel to the feet so they're underneath the hips. Inhale to halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Make a number 7 with your body. Looking forward but down. Take an inhale to stay. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Again, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do a few more of those. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Big breaths here. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And one more. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot so the belly rests on your thighs. Your chest is lowering down towards the knees. And sweep the arms up with an inhale, press into the feet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thumbs pressed together against your sternum, against the chest. Maybe you look at yourself in the video, check to see if you have that booty out, which you should. Tuck the tailbone underneath, but also try not to press your hips forward either. That can bring some tightness to the lower back. Try to find that middle ground, hugging in the belly button, Uddiyana Bandha. Hug the belly in, but also draw the spine up, draw the chest up. Feel like there's a string pulling the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Draw the toes up towards the ceiling. Create deeper arches in the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, remember that Uddiyana Bandha. As you do this pose, inhale, reach the arms, suck the belly in. Exhale, but still hold the lower abdomen in. 2 more times. Inhale, hug the belly. And exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And this other time, reach up. We're going to dive all the way down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down, step back for plank pose. Nice. Again, keep your belly locked in. You don't have much of a choice here when you're in plank pose. Now from here, since we're kind of doing a little bit of cardio mixed in with some yoga, go ahead, take your right hand, lift it off the floor, and tap your left shoulder. Lower it down. I'm sure you've seen these before. You're gonna lift up that left hand, tap your right shoulder. But as you do this, we're gonna go a little faster, but as you switch side to side, see how I'm kind of rocking a little side to side as I do this? Try to keep the rocking to a minimum, or almost none at all. So I'll show you the way to do this without rocking. It's a lot quicker. You're engaging the core a lot more. Go ahead, try it out. Tapping opposite shoulders with opposite hands without that big rock side to side. Go ahead, both hands come down to the floor. Lower the knees, high to low. Press through upward facing cobra or upward facing dog. Through tabletop. Let's stay in tabletop for a second. Let's do some cat cows. Inhale, dip the belly, look forward. Exhale, press and round. Chin to chest. Inhale, dip, look forward. Exhale, press and round. 2 more rounds, inhale. Exhale, press. Inhale, look forward, bend the elbows, and press around. Neutral spine, tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing. Pedal up the heels a couple times. And bring the big toes together behind you. Lift that right leg up to the sky. Draw the knee in towards your nose. Inhale, lift it back up. Knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Knee to nose. Step the foot through for runner's lunge. So we're staying in our low lunge here. And maybe you heel toe the right foot a little more to the right, not too much. Just finding a little more stability in this pose. Now we're gonna find our blocks. If you have 2 blocks, that's great. Maybe you have 2 books, whatever props you have today. You also don't need to use props for this. Your hands can be tented, fingertips down on the floor. We're gonna take a big inhale, look forward. As we exhale, we're gonna round the spine, chin to chest, start to straighten that right knee. You can always keep a little bend in that right knee or a big bend, it's up to you. Inhale, slide through again to runner's lunge. Open the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten the right. 3 more times, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Now from here, we're gonna lower that back left heel. So we're basically in triangle right now. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do triangle. We're gonna keep our right hand down on that block if we have it, and draw that left arm to the sky. Maybe you like to bring the block behind your ankle, in front of it, no block. You can have the hand resting on the shin, the ankle, the floor, whatever feels good. Reach up with that left hand, spread the left fingertips, open the chest. Sometimes you want to bring a little more creative Modifications to this triangle pose. You can flip that left palm to face the other way behind you. You can bend the elbow and drop the hand back and the arm back behind you as well. Maybe that left hand starts to reach around and maybe grab that right thigh, just a little. Maybe not. Look up towards the sky. Look down towards the right foot. Lift the left arm up. And we're gonna do our reverse triangle. So lower the left hand down, maybe to the block. Maybe you step that back left foot in a little bit. And that right arm can reach up towards the sky. Right arm lowers down. Now we're basically set up for pyramid pose. So we're gonna take that left foot, walk in a little bit more. Our blocks come in very handy for pyramid pose. So our hips are facing forward, our right toes are facing forward. Left foot's at a 45-degree angle behind us. We're gonna start by looking forward, straightening the arms. Exhale, bow down over that right leg. Now, if your right knee doesn't straighten here, that's fine. It doesn't have to be straight. The goal of this pose is to find an opening in the hamstring. So all you need to do is find some kind of stretch in the back of the right leg. You can hang the head down. Feel free to shake the head out. Nod the head yes. Maybe use this opportunity, like I said before, you're in the comfort of your own home. So you want to just make some weird sounds, do some weird breathing, scream, swears, I don't care, do whatever you want. Since I'm posting this to YouTube, I probably won't swear as much as I normally do during the yoga class, just because I don't know what's going on if kids are watching or whatnot. Feel free to just kind of let loose. Start to bring a bend into that right knee, blocks and move forward. And we're gonna step that left foot back and right foot back for plank pose. You can vinyasa high to low or meet in downward facing. Downward facing dog. We're not spending much time here. We can hop, step, or jump forward, feet to hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Savasana. Bend the knees, slowly roll to rise. Arms lift up. Hands to heart center. Take a breath. Regain that focus. Uddiyana Bandha, remember, hug the belly in. No booty pop. And try not to press the hips forward. I see this a lot and people try to overcompensate when I say none of this, they do this. But try not to press the hips, hug the belly in, nice straight line, reaching the head to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Plank pose, step one foot back and the other. High to low. Upward facing. Downward facing. Big toes touch, left foot lifts. Draw knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Knee to nose. And inhale, lift up. Knee to nose, step it through. Runner's lunge. Find that wide runner's lunge here. Maybe step those right toes a little more to the right. Grab your blocks if you like to have your blocks here. I love to have blocks in this pose. We're gonna open the chest and look forward. Take an inhale to stay. Exhale to lift the hips, straighten the left leg. Of course, you can leave a bend in the knee. Inhale, bend the left knee, look forward. Exhale, press, lift the hips. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times after this. Runner's lunge, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And lift the hips. Now those back right, the back right heel is going to lower down to the left, and we're going to open up for triangle pose. So that right block, move to the side, reach that right arm to the sky, Trikonasana triangle pose. Open up the shoulders. Maybe you reach up and look up or look down, up to you. Maybe you play with what you do with that lifted arm. You flip the right palm, bend the elbow, bring the arm behind you. Try not to crash into that left shoulder. So what a lot of people do here, including myself a lot of the time, I'll be honest, is I kind of let that left shoulder sink into my left ear, left side of my neck. See how that kind of happened here right now with me? What you want to do is press with the left hand, bring a lot of room between your left shoulder and left side of your neck. Always pretend, maybe, this is what I do, I pretend there's a little tennis ball right between the left side of my neck or whatever side and the shoulder. Reach that right arm back up. And we're going to lower the right hand down, step the back right foot in a little bit for our revolved triangle pose, lifting the left arm. Always welcome a nice bent left knee here. Never feel like you have to straighten it. It can honestly be too much for that left hamstring. Reach the left arm up. Maybe you look up. It's a little hard to balance here sometimes. Lower the left hand. Maybe you want both blocks here. Step that back right foot in a little bit or a lot. And more or less straighten the left leg. You can always bring a bend, and we're going to bow down over the left leg. Head lowers down. Pyramid pose. Shake the head out. Nod the head yes. Nice, move the blocks to the side. Start to bend that left knee. Step the right foot back and left foot back for plank pose. High to low. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Maybe you come through tabletop. Tuck the toes for downward facing. Then you walk the feet to hands and come all the way down onto your back. Time kind of flew by today. Very quick class, in my opinion. Rock the knees side to side. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have really tight outer hips for some reason. Don't know why. And I love one certain pose to get rid of tightness in the outer hips. So we're gonna do Supta Gomukhasana. I kind of made it up. Supta means reclined, and Gomukhasana is cow face pose. So if you know what cow's face pose is, we're gonna do that, but lying on our backs, because what can be better than finishing a class by doing this on your back? So what we're gonna do is lift the feet up. So they're like knees are a 90-degree angle. Cross that left knee over the right, and see how your feet kind of fall to opposite sides. Now you're gonna reach up, grab the feet, the outer parts of the feet, and hold the feet like bike handles. Now, it might look different for you, but as long as you feel an opening on this side, it's the outer left hip. If you feel an opening in the outer left hip, you're doing it correctly. Of course, you don't want to feel pain. So if you feel knee pain or anything like that, maybe readjust, or you can do a lying figure 4 if this doesn't work for you. So we're here, we're flexing the feet. Our feet are like bike handles. The shins kind of act like it. And we're just gonna lower the elbows down to the floor, gently bringing the feet closer and in towards us. Close the eyes, take a few breaths. Maybe you rock it gently side to side. Release the grab of the feet and just cross the right knee over left. Again, let the feet fall to opposite sides. Reach up, grab the outer feet, draw the feet down. Feel the difference on this side. Mine is very different on this side. I don't know about you. All I need to do is find a stretch here that releases that outer right hip. So if you feel a release in the outer right hip, you're doing good. It can look different for you. I've seen this pose look very different and still have the same effect for everybody. Breathe here, draw the elbows down. Maybe rock a little side to side. Slowly release. Hug the knees into the chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Believe it or not, it's right about time to finish up. So you can take this last moment here to find those last poses you like to do. I know everyone has a different kind of pose they like to do before they finish and get into Savasana. A lot of times it's child's pose, because why not? It's a nice hip opener. It's playful. You can rock a little bit here or find stillness. My favorite pose to end with is plow pose. Now be careful, because it's not for everybody. It might be too much on the neck for some people. But if you know what I'm talking about, if you know plow pose, go ahead, lift the feet up, bring the feet back behind you. You can grab the hips here too. Maybe toes come to the floor. Or you can make it a little creative, make it your own. Try not to come into a full shoulder stand unless it's in your practice. I find that it's a pose that people think is super easy, they come into, and then they end up potentially injuring themselves. Go ahead, lower the hips down. Hips can roll a little side to side to get out any last tightness in the lower back or the outer hips. And go ahead, find your Shavasana. I'm gonna rock a little forward here. Kick your feet out. You can always take the blocks and bring them underneath the knees, like so. Make the feet a little bit wider. Arms can open up. Close the eyes. Maybe you have a playlist at home. You're just letting the music wash over you. Maybe you're not playing music and you're just allowing the silence to sit with you here. Go ahead, take one hand, rest it over your belly, right underneath your belly button. And the other hand over your heart. And while we're here, just use this time to remind yourself that you don't need to use this time to be the most productive human that ever lived. You don't need to write a 600-page novel. You don't need to recreate who you are. You don't need to achieve some kind of huge life goal. We're all just trying to survive. We're all just trying to enjoy and make use of this time in some way. It doesn't have to be some kind of groundbreaking event that happens here in your home. Maybe your goal during this time is just to remember that you have these connections to the people that you know or maybe don't know. You have these pathways to reach out, to connect to the human side of everybody. Go ahead, wiggle the fingers, the toes. You can roll onto one side of your body, kicking the blocks away. And slowly you can start to push yourself up. Taking an easy seat. Sukhasana. Resting the hands down on the knees or thighs. We're going to end class today with one big breath together. Inhale, lift the arms. Inhale, nice and big. Hold the breath in. As you bring the hands down, big breath out of the mouth. The light and dark in me loves and honors the light and dark in you. Namaste.